What else should we know about alcohol itself? I mean, the book is great because you walk it through. It is a depressant. It can make you go to sleep, but it's also this kind of a weird short-term sleep.
Yes.
And when you wake up, your brain is now kind of hyperactivated,
right, yeah.
which is why people with hangovers thinks everything's a little loud and the world is a bit too much.
And what's lovely about, we understand all that now. We know what's going on. We know the pharmacology of alcohol in the brain and how it does that. We can explain an enormous amount of what's going on with alcohol.
Right.
To me, I find that quite exciting because as a brain scientist, that's what I want to understand. I want to understand the brain, and alcohol is a very interesting probe of different brain systems, and the changes we see that underpin the effects of alcohol, are relevant to all sorts of disorders. They're relevant to disorders like sleep disorders, relevant to epilepsy, relevant to anxiety, depression.
And the hangover, in its very pure form, is a withdrawal of alcohol. That's usually what people are experiencing.
But it's interesting. But it's not. Everyone doesn't get hangovers.
Okay.
This is one of the reasons I used to run the alcohol research ward at NIH in America. For 2 years, I lived in America, in Bethesda, went to work at NIH for 2 years, and we used to admit people and alcoholics and detoxify them, get them through there. And I'd interviewed every single patient that went through that ward in 2 years. And I would always ask them standard set of questions. And one of them was, do you get hangovers? And the majority said no. And that's, of course, one of the reasons they drank so much, because, you've had a hangover, I presume.
Oh, yeah.
And I've had hangovers. And don't you always say never again?
Oh, yeah.
You always say never again. And sometimes, actually, depends on I remember once having the most disgusting, it's not in the book, but I'll share with you. So I drank a bottle of Pernod, 750 mils, on a overnight ferry from Portsmouth to Le Havre when I was a student. Halfway across, I started throwing up. And I couldn't smell aniseed without wanting to throw up for 10 years. I was so sensitized to that experience of vomiting on aniseed. It can lead to very enduring memories too.
And so, but some people don't have the hangovers, which means they're more of a propensity to drink because they don't have that reminder.
And why that is, they still withdraw. That's why we were admitting them to treat them. They were shaking away, they're having delirium, but they don't have hangovers. So hangover is a complex mixture. It's not just withdrawal from alcohol, but it's also some effect of the alcohol on the brain or the body. And we're doing research on this at present now. But actually, there's almost no research. Hangovers must be one of the commonest experiences that people have in terms of pain and distress. And there's almost no research on the brain mechanism of hangover. And we're discovering, actually, that inflammation seems to be quite an important part. Alcohol can turn on the immune system. The alcohol's broken down to acetaldehyde. That can turn on the immune system. And we can look now in the brains. We're doing studies on mice and rats, and we can see inflammatory markers go up in the brains as well. So it may be that the person's immune system is one of the predictors of whether you get hangovers or not.